Hello, 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 hello. Sorry, I'm a minute late. I was fiddling as you do, and then I didn't realise what the time was. So sorry about that. Thank you so much for joining me. If you recall, and you were with me on Sunday, we launched the beautiful Deco frames, Deco EasyFrames, and I said that I made the card that was hold on a second, let's get it so you know what you're talking about. I made this one, which I really loved, which was the rectangular card, and I said I would make a square card because sometimes when we've got a rectangular shape, we think we can only work with a square card, a rectangular card, and vice versa, and we can't. We can do it with all. So I'm going to show you a funny fold, fancy fold, really, not a funny fold. Now, first of all, though, the Deco EasyFrames are now on pre-order, which is fantastic in some ways. It is for me because it means that you really like them, and that's very nice of you. I really like them too, so that makes at least two of us, but it does mean that you've got to wait a little bit. But it isn't sort of like I'm lucky that my manufacturers, if I say, can you do me some more, they will do a turnaround, I should say, in around about 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the most. So I have them on order. They are on their way and they will be with me round about a week's time. So towards the end of next week, you'll all be seeing the people that have pre-ordered will all have something popping through their doorstep or email first to say it's on its way. So today I am going to do a little bit of a celebration here. So I've chosen an image from the Watercolour Lily Etsy page, which, as I'm sure if you're a member and subscribed and all the rest of it, you would have seen it already, that I like these images. So that I'm going to go for sort of like a wedding card come anniversary card. That is where you will find any of the items. As I said, the Deco frames are on a pre-order, so we'll go along as we go along, eh? Let's pop that on the side. So first of all, we need to do some cutting. Now I'm going to sort of make the card itself completely. So first of all, I've got a square which is 17.5 centimeters by 17.5 centimeters, so more or less a 7-inch. Now the reason why I've gone for that size is because I want this card to fit into a standard 7 by 7 envelope, and that should be the trick. Now it is a bit of an unusual fold, and so that is going to be my main card, and I'm going to turn it over. I've used hammered card, but you wouldn't need to necessarily. And I've also pre-cut, and I'm now going to put on there, a piece of silver mirror card, which I won't show you at all because it's dazzling otherwise, and that's 17 by 17. And then another piece of white card, which is 16.5 by 16.5. So I'm going to stick these two together first. It acts as somewhere for you to write your message for this card. It also acts as a bit more of a stabilizer. I feel that sometimes this card design can be a little bit unsteady, and so I thought that's what I need to do. But it also, as I said, gives a really nice place for you to write your sentiment on, or in this case I'm actually going to put die cut sentiment. So I'm now going to stick my silver mirror card straight down, and this is onto the back. So as I said, I'm using hammered card because I prefer to. Gives it a nice image, but I have turned it so that it's on the back, not quite such a texture. And again, this should give me just a little bit of a white border all the way around. So there we go. So that is our card. Now I've also cut out, so I'm going to do this all at the same time. I've also cut out the Always and Forever. You recall this one, which is the Noble Shadowed Sentiment, Always and Forever. I like this one for wedding or anniversary cards, but I haven't this time used the background. It's got sort of a shadow, as it says. It's got a shadow there, and I haven't used that this time because I just wanted to go for the words. So I'm going to put the word forever on first, and this again is on the back of the card. Okay. As I said, I'm really delighted that you loved the Deco frames. They've been sitting waiting to show you for a long time, but very excited about all the new things that I've got coming up for you as well. So I'm going to put that one roughly in the middle. So then if you don't want to write anything more on the back, you don't have to. You've got a nice sentiment, but it also leaves you plenty of room if you wanted to write on there as well. And then once I've got that one in place, because this one sort of sits in there, whoops, that's what I've decided. That's why I put that forever one on first. Now I'm concentrating on this. I can't see what you're saying, so I hope it's repeatable, what you're saying. Tut tut. What am I tutting? What am I being tutted about? Oh, blimey. Obviously something I said and I didn't realise I said it. Surprise, surprise. Right. I have doubled up my layers here. I have cut out 2 sentiments, partly because I think it looks better and partly because I messed one of them up, to be honest. When I pulled the die off, it pulled the paper off as well. So I had a really skew if always, and in fact the and came right down here, but I managed to recover it. So that is the back of my card. That's the front. Weird or what? Okay, so now I'm going to put that to one side, and I've cut another 2 pieces of white hammered card, and they are both 16.5 centimeters long by 12.5 centimeters across, and I'm going to make these into pillars. So I'm going to score these, and I'm going to turn it onto the back and score from behind at every 2.5 centimeters. So I can line that up both up here at 2.5, but also using the middle one, so I know that I've got a nice straight line there, and score that at 2.5, moving along to 5, 7.5, and 10. And I'm going to do that for both of those pieces. So again, bringing this in, I always find that if you manage to get this, if you're doing this type of thing where you need to do 3 or 4 lines, get that very first one absolutely straight. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not straight at the moment, and I would have been tempted to think it was. But here I'm at 3.5 up here. Down here I'm at 2.7, so I'm not 2.5. Did I say 2.5? Or did I say 3.5? So it gives me chance to straighten it, because I think that if you start with a nice straight line, it's much easier to control afterwards. So moving it along 2.5, we're then at 5, 7.5, and finally 10. So we have scored at every 2.5 centimeters, or 1 inch if you were thinking of inches. Okay, so I've got the wrong side facing me. I'm getting my scoring bone folder. Oh, if I can pick it up even. And with the wrong side facing me, I'm then going to fold all of them as a mounting fold, I think. No. Inwards. I'm going to do that really nice and sharp because it's really important that you get a strong and sharp a piece as you can. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to fold it in the same direction, but just fold it the other way. And the reason is because these pillars, although they are going to be 3D, they're going to end up folding completely flat, so your card folds flat. So I have now scored all the pieces there and scored it that way as well. And then with the wrong side facing me, I'm going to turn over the first piece. So I've now got one piece here where that first pattern texture is showing. I'm then going to put some glue all along that panel there. And then I'm going to take the top two panels and fold that over so that you can only see two panels at a time. I'm going to give that chance to really grab, and then I'm going to keep maneuvering it a bit. So I'm just going to fold it again, all of these folds, so it really gets used to the idea of the fact that it's got to learn to move. Training, that's what it is, training your pieces of paper. And again, how about that? Nice square. So we're going to do exactly the same for this one. So to start off with, I've got it facing with the wrong side towards me, and I'm going to really bend. No, I'm not. I'm really pushing hard because this is very thick card, but it does make a really lovely card base. So 300. So a nice strong base. So I've done all those lines. I'm then going to turn it over and bending in the same position. I'm just going to do all of those as well. Okay. And then I'm going to do again exactly the same position. So I've got the wrong side facing me. I'm going to turn over this first edge. So now I've got the right side facing me, but that is going to have glue all the way along like that. And then I'm going to bring over two pieces so it folds it exactly in half and really press down on there first. Oh, Julie's on the late seat. You like my nails? Thank you. Glad you like my nails. Oh, not showing it in focus. I'm really pleased with those. Oh, so I'm folding that. Oh, happy birthday to Meggie, just while I'm doing this as well. Oh, right, they're all nicely done. So we've now got two cubes here. So let me bring in my card again. And obviously I need to make sure now that I've got this is the right way round. So that is upright. And my two panels are going to stick onto the front here like that. So you can see we've got that going on. Now I'm looking, I don't know if you can see that, maybe not, but there is one piece which clearly has got two layers where we folded it over. So that's the piece that I'm going to put my glue onto now. So the piece that was doubled is where I'm putting my glue onto. Just that one side, not the other, just that one side. And I'm going to put that, so I'm going to close my pillar down, and then I'm going to put this right along the line of the edge of that card. So it needs to really give chance because it's going to have a lot of movement on there. And whilst that's grabbing, I'm going to find my double piece there, which is there. and do exactly the same on this side. So I'm putting the glue all down that piece that was doubled. Whoops. And again, that piece with the glue underneath is going to go along this straight edge right up to that edge, and obviously top and bottom needs to be secure as well. You could of course use extra sticky tape here, that would be ideal as well, whichever you prefer. I just prefer the glue. So when I carefully open that up, I'm just going to give it an extra push so that it gets used to the idea that there's going to be movement. And then when you look at it, you'll see that that is how that's going to stand. Okay, I'm not letting it stand at the moment because you wouldn't be able to see it if I did that. So in the center, I've taken one of the champagne bottles, and that is going to go into the center of my card. So I'm going to pop that into place. So I've trimmed this down to 10 centimeters by 13, and that fits in nicely behind my frame. And let's just get that in the middle. It fits in nicely behind my frame without showing. I'm just going to grab this so that I can make sure that is in the right place, which it is, so all is well. So I'm going to pop that down. I just printed that off onto some 180 GSM card, white card there. So now, as you know, we're using the lovely Deco frames. So I've gone along the same lines as I had on the back there, with cutting the largest one out from Silver Mirror and then the second one out from the white card, from the hammered card as well. Although cutting it out means, of course, that the card gets squashed somewhat, and so therefore the texture on that hammered card isn't really noticeable when you cut it out, or it isn't from my machine with the pressure I've got. However, I do find that it's nice to use the same card because the colour of the white, now this is going to sound a bit daft, but I'm sure the seasoned crafters amongst you will know what I mean, that the colour of the white, if I use a different company or a different piece of white card, will be different, and I don't like it. It shows then. I'm going to turn that over. I'm going to grab my mounting foam and put a piece on the back, on all of the sides, but the ones that are in the center there, I am just going to trim them and take off the back, trim that bit, so because I want it to bend a little bit. Oh, I want it to be that curve, otherwise we risk seeing some of it. I'd rather not. I'm using 3mm tape because I want it to show a nice finish to it. It shows a definite, but you can use whichever you like and you don't have to use foam. I'm just going to take those bits off and put an extra little bit of glue onto these. So with the frames, they're called EasyFrames because that's just what they are. But of course, we don't have to just say, well, that's a very simple card. It can be shown in any way you like. So I'm popping my frame as central as I can onto my lovely sentiments there. And then I've cut myself 4 pieces of Silver Mirror card and 4 pieces of white hammered. Now, They are, this one is 60, hold on, 16.5, I think. No, beg your pardon, 17 centimetres long. So that's going to fit onto my panel there. And it is 2 centimetres wide. Okay. And then the white piece is 16.5 centimetres long. And I've not done it at 1.5. I've done it at like 1.7, which I know sounds a bit pedantic, but if I did it I just felt that I was going to lose too much of the white card, if you see what I mean, if I did too wide a border. So I chopped the border down from what I normally would have done. I'm just going to place that on there, and I've already done the 3 others, so 4 in all. Now I know there are 1, 2, 3 sides to my pillars, but I'm not going to put it on the inside. I felt that it wasn't necessary, plus it added bulk, and I didn't want to do that. So first of all, I'm going to add them to that, whoops, lay it down, to the front panel on both sides. And then I'm going to add it to the side panels, as I said, not the inside. And I'll show you why in just a second. Oops. In fact, I'm showing you now why. Because when we get our card together and we're finished with it, in order to put it into the envelope, we simply lay down the sides. And that means that we can then see those 2 sides. So I would rather, should have paid a bit more attention to that, didn't I? Because it's not quite straight. I'd rather put these little panels on this side. So fill those panels in. Oops, get it straight. Oh gosh, that's better. Oh gosh, poorly people. I don't. Oh, it's not good. Not good, especially if you can't craft either. Goodness me. Right, so we've got those, and as I said, that's how you're going to put it into your card. So we're going to open it up, and we've just got a little bit more embellishment to do. I've taken one of my leaves. Now, this was one of my first ones that I ever did, and so I found it sitting on the side, and I thought, do you know what, I think that looks rather nice. And then I'm going to put that one up on there, so that looks rather nice. I'm obviously not going to add all over. It's mainly down that middle bit. So I'm just popping that along there. I haven't had any of these leaf flourishes or whatever for quite a while. I think I might get some more of those in, because they certainly were my favourite. And luckily, lovely Lily, lots of people have joined us since we had those, so they might not be aware of them either. So as you can see, I'm able to push down, sit them into motion, because they are going to fold in. They're not going to come, because I'm putting them on the inside of the pillars, they're not going to come onto the outside and therefore stop me being able to put it into my card. Then lastly, I'm going to take the other image. So I printed off 2 images and printed them off at 35% of these particular ones. And I'm not 100% sure. I think I'm going to go to cut out, because I'm not all that fond of fussy cutting. So I'm going to cut out, first of all, the bottle. And then I'm going to see if I can find, hold on, I'm just having a look because I don't think I can. What I was thinking of was for the glasses, I really want to put some glossy accents on there so that they sort of look as if they've got something in them. But I might put in some do I cut around the flowers? Yeah, cut around that flower, I think. I might just put some oh, what's it called? Winkostella, because that would make it sparkle, which would be nice. So I'm sort of decoupaging it, but then I'm not, if it could be like that, because I'm not going to go absolutely mad with it. I'm only going to do the one layer. But so I've just cut out the bottle with the flower still in situ. I'm going to fold it over a little bit because we don't want it quite so upright, do we? That's just okay. So I'm going to bring back in this, and then I can pop that onto there, liking that. I'm going to grab some pin flare to do it with, but you could use foam. It's just that the pin flare gives a little bit more of a, let's go with this one, gives a little bit more oomph. So put that on here, and I want to put it down the neck of it, and I also want to keep it quite bulky. I don't want to flatten it because I want the whole idea for this bottle to be sitting proud, if that's what we can say. Oh, let's do this properly, otherwise it won't work. Because when I flatten this, that's going to be slightly thicker anyway, but nothing's going to squash this, so it sort of seems to lend itself quite nicely. So I'm going to bring that in, whoops, and I'm just going to pop that exactly over the top and just press down enough so that the silicone grabs. Not sure if you can see that very well there. Hopefully you can, because it does make a lovely difference to it. And as I said, if only I knew where my glossy accents had disappeared to, that's what I would use. Let me just see. Everything but, I think you'll find that I have. Oh no, here we are. Goodness me. Surprised myself then. But what I won't surprise myself is yet again. Oh, does it actually come out? Oh, you know what they're like when you don't use them for ages. Now, can I rescue it in time? Let's see. Oh, so what I'm going to do, glossy accents is literally what it says. It is a dimensional medium and dries clear, but when you put it on here, it will look a sort of milky colour. So I'm literally going to put it, you're sort of almost painting it onto the area where the glasses are. So both of the glasses. It will take about half an hour to go off, and then another couple of hours to be dry. So I won't take this photograph until it's all dried, because then you'll be able to see it in its full glory. So I'm gently squeezing as I'm putting it in there, because you don't want any bits that you've missed, because it will, as I said, it's a dimensional medium, not a glue, although you could use it as a glue, but it's a dimensional thing. So you do want to make sure, I'm just filling bubbles, that it stays. I'm glad I found that. Now let me see if you can see it. Can you see? Ah, yeah. Can you see that really? So I don't really want to be going like that to it, but you can see what I mean, that I've filled that all in. So I've just used the nozzle and gently squeezed as I've gone, just over where the glasses are. And I think that makes it look, you know, quite different. Oh, the sun's come in and now I can't see what you're saying. Yes, it is strong as a glue. Sorry, Carol's saying it's good for a glue as well. It is good for a glue, but I love that actually. Isn't it nice when you make something and you think, I like that? I mean, it's good that you enjoy doing it, but also when you finish it, that you feel that you've done something quite nice, and I think that is. So let me just, so as I said, at the moment I do want that to dry, but even then, clearly I wouldn't put it in a card until it was dry, because it would be a bit daft. But you can see that as I press that down, it's not actually going near my focal point there. So when your card when your recipient opens your card, you will see that, which will look lovely. Then these two pillars, let's just open them up so you can see that sits up there. Hold on, you can't see that very well. You can see it a bit more then, that it sits up like that. It's helped by the fact that you've got the background on it, I think. So you've got that. It's making more of a sturdy card, but it's very simplistic. You could go down on it. You could get yourself some little white flowers and put them on as blossom here. That would look very pretty as well. Yeah, sky's the limit, but simple is as simple does. I like that. I hope you like it too. Once it's all completely dry and I can then literally sit it up and everything, I will take a picture and I'll pop it onto the Facebook page for everyone to see. And of course it will go onto the front of the YouTube that we're doing now. As I said, all of your items that you might want are probably pre-order at this stage, but that's where you need to go, maximumcrafts.com. There you will find the pre-order for the Deco EasyFrames if you haven't got them. I will make a note and stick that down and get some more of these small leaf brushes. I needed that to be stuck down, not wafting about in the breeze. But yeah, any reason for making a card like this, to be honest. Any image in the middle, doesn't have to be a wedding card. I just thought the silver and the white looks lovely. It's one of my favourite combinations. Particularly looks lovely in this sort of special frame. So thank you so much for joining me today. Now, I did put up on the Facebook earlier today that there was a few places left with the online workshop, the next online workshop, which is on the 27th of April. They have all gone. So I need to get my head around the workshops, in as much as I don't want people to miss out, because they were limited in as much as what stock I could get, unfortunately, because they are going to be, you get doing stenciling and you get the whole stencil set and a die set as well. And they were limited not by anything else, but purely the stencils. I could only get a certain amount, and I'm afraid they have all gone. So I will endeavour to sort that out. This Saturday I'm at a lovely in-person Real People's workshop here in Selsey, so that'll be lovely to see those folks. And then I'll be back on Sunday. Did I just say Sunday? I meant to say Saturday. I'll be back on Sunday at 6 o'clock. And so I do hope you can join me then. Have a lovely rest of the evening. The sun has decided to come out in all its glory right now. It's really quite beautiful. You almost feel like you could have tried earlier, but never mind. Let's hope the nicer weather's just in the corner. Take care till then. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you very, very soon. And thanks for joining me. Take care then. Bye.